Hello everyone and welcome back to a new top 10 horror games video. Now I usually do one of these videos once every 6 months, and it's come that time in 2022 where I update that list and give my new opinion on the most playable games in 2022. Some games may still be on this list from other videos depending on how playable they are, but I try my best to pick some different variety games so you guys will have something else to play for. If you guys enjoy these types of videos, sub, like, turn on those notifications, and enjoy the video. Number 10 is Mario, a game I was doubting put on this list, and that was because of the sheer amount of dislikes this game had. I didn't really understand why this game has so many dislikes, and I still don't understand. It's a solid horror game. My guess is why it's disliked is because it's a very short horror game. The graphics are incredible and multiplayer is great. It's just a very short horror game. I think that's why people don't like it. But if you do know why people don't like this game, please let me know, because I didn't find any issues to say. It was very short, but it was very fun, short and sweet, I found. The jump scares are very scary, and the story is great. A good game I'll recommend playing. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for story, and the graphics an 8 out of 10, and an 8 out of 10 on jump scares. And overall, I'll give it a 7.5. Number 9 is Treepass. Treepass is a game recommended to me by one of my viewers. The game captures the music aspect of horror games perfectly, and silence parts that makes you worry if you're going to die or not. The jump scares are intense, and general atmosphere is scary. This game I played a ton on stream, a ton on my YouTube channel. I really enjoyed it. Recommend to me a bunch of times. Very popular one as well too. Recommend checking it out if you have not already. Great story, great everything. I'm gonna give it 9 out of 10 on graphics, 8 out of 10 on story, and an 8 out of 10 on jump scares. I'm going to give it an 8.5 overall. Number 8 is The Void. As the game released a new chapter, I think it's perfect to put on this list, with the main villain being absolutely terrifying. The vibe of the horror game just hits perfectly. It has a great story. It always keeps you on the edge of your seat, and has great momentum. This game is an 8 out of 10 for sure for story, 8 out of 10 for jump scares, 9 out of 10 for graphics. Really enjoy this game. If you have not already checked it out, go check it out. All the links will be in the description as well, so make sure you guys go go check those out. I'll give it an overall 8.5 again. Number 7 is Paranormica. Paranormica was my second big horror game after It Lurks, where some of my horror games started getting really popular. I first played It Lurks, and I went to Paranormica, and I had my first mega viral video, which is the Paranormica all jump scares, which you might have seen. I think it got over 100,000 views. It's very similar to Spectre, and as I do think Spectre is better detailed. Spectre was on the list last time, so I'm going to put Paranormica instead of this one. But Paranormica is a nostalgia game, so I think it beats it at that. The game has a great ghost hunting. It reminds me a lot of Phasmophobia, which is a horror game on Steam. Good pacing. The only thing I think it needs work on is the broken ghost not moving, which I don't see much in Spectre. But overall, a great game and plenty of huge potential. 7 out of 10 how scary it is. It's not the scariest horror game I've ever played, but it still holds up that decent horror aspect. Gameplay this time, instead of story, we're going to do 9 out of 10 for gameplay. And 8 out of 10 for graphics. That's just because I think the gameplay is absolutely incredible. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 as well for this one as too, because I just think it holds up very solidly for a horror game. Next up on my list, at number 6 is Everlyn. It's an amazing story horror game, the best horror game involving crime. It has a lot of crime stuff, you trying to find missing people and stuff like that. The story and the graphics are amazing, good puzzles. It always has something to do. Reminds me a lot of It Lurks, and that's just because of how simple they are. It Lurks was a very simple game and just very easy to learn, and this is the same with this game right here, which I really enjoy. So I'm going to give this game 8 out of 10 with story. We're going to give it an 8 out of 10 with how scared are, and 9 out of 10 with graphics. We're going to give this one a 9 overall. And I know a lot of those are 8 out of 10 ratings, but I still think overall it's a 9 out of 10 because there's a lot of other factors that go into how good the game is. So I really think you guys will enjoy this. If you have not already checked it out, definitely go check this game out. Number 5 is Alone in the Dark. Now, this game right here, I think was made in 2009. Now you're probably wondering why I'm putting this on the list. I would have put this probably in every single list before this because of how scary this game is. Now it doesn't have a good story, but holy, the jump scares make up for it. The jump scares literally make up everything. Like after I got used to horror games, this game still somehow managed to like really scare me and almost made me quit at some points. I was like so scared because the atmosphere is just so scary, and the noises, it feels so realistic. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10 on how scary it is, but I'm gonna rate it low on the story, as it's gonna be a 7 out of 10, and graphics will be an 8 out of 10. We're gonna give this an 8.5 overall, even though Everlyn is still like higher and this one's below it. I think since this is a horror game list, we're gonna put this higher up in the list because it's just probably one of the scariest games on this list. Number 4 is The Spirits. The Spirits you probably not have heard of, and that is because it is not out yet. You're probably wondering why I'm putting this on this list if it's not out yet, and that is because The Spirits is a game that I got exclusive view of. They contacted me and they asked me if I want to see some exclusive views, and I can tell you this game right here is going to be a top 5 horror game in the future, possibly number 1, because they said that they can roll out updates within weeks, massive content updates. So we want to compare it to something they think they can release an entire book worth of content if we're comparing it to the Mimic in a week. So I'm excited to see what it's going to happen. So they said this is going to release February 14th. They do not have a game link yet, so I'm going to have their link to their Discord in the description until their game link comes out, and I will update that. Definitely a game that we'll be checking out February 14th. It will have no official rating, as I have not yet played it yet and only seen the footage of it. Coming in at my number 3 spot is Kampong. This game is just a solid horror game. Very good ghost hunting game like Paranormica. Very many enemies, very simple to play, which I really like, and very many horror games don't do that. Like just green little orbs that you just press E on. Very simple to learn, very simple to play, and you can play with your friends. Very fun to play with your friends. You want a horror game to play with your friends, multiplayer horror game, this is the game for you. Just a ghost hunting experience, try to get all the stuff with your friends, and it's just funny overall. I don't know, it's like the first like major funny horror game I find on this list. I really enjoy it. I played this with my viewers a bunch, and it was just so fun, just the atmosphere of it. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 on how scary it is. Not the scariest game, but the gameplay is a 10 out of 10 playing this with friends. Graphics, 9 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 overall as well. Definitely go check this out. Number 2 is going to be Judy. Now, you probably have already heard this. If you're not, go check this game out. Literally, almost like the Mimic. I really didn't know where to put this at this list, but holy, this is a great horror game. What I like about this game is it did something that I never seen a horror game do, and it was in Chapter 2. This is where I really started to love the game. There was a robot that was saying left, right, and you had to literally move on the little squares, right, left, or it would kill you, right? And it was the most intense thing, but I love that part of Judy. It was one of the things that really made me like that game, of how creative they were, was that one part. The whole game experience is really good. It's scary. It has a great story to it. I'm going to give it, let's give it a 10 out of 10 for creativity. We're going to create a new list for this. Creativity, 10 out of 10. Scary, 9 out of 10. A story, 9 out of 10. We're going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 overall. Number 1, now I try my best to spice things up, but it's almost near impossible for me not to put this on number 1 again. This is the 3rd time in a row that this has been a number 1, and I try not to put the same games at the same spot, and this is the only game, I believe, on this list which I have repeated, but I think it's worth it. The Mimic is literally probably the best horror game on Roblox I've ever seen. They got a full book's worth of chapters. They got Christmas Trials, and they got the Wish Trials. They got so much content to play. I just think they lack a little bit of consistent content with the book 2 release, right? And overhyping things, but it's probably the best horror game on Roblox. Like, this game is the scariest for sure on Roblox I've ever seen. The greatest story, the greatest like involvement in the monsters, I just think are absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10 on all for this one right here. 10 out of 10 overall. It's probably the best horror game I've ever seen in Roblox. It was my it's the one my viewers like the most, and I think this still deserves the number 1 spot. So like, if you enjoyed these types of videos, there's tons more of these contents coming. If you're looking to see any of these games, check the description. Also check the videos here on the top 10 horror games from the other ones. There's 2 different other ones, and there's an unknown horror game, so go check out whichever one you want. Come back to this one. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace out.